Good day, welcome to Endurance Room. Hope everyone's doing well. Today we're taking a look at combining two different shelter systems, the USGI pup tent with the Polish Lavvu. Both old school green canvas. We have them combined in a set. They make really nice enclosed shelters, but the Lavvu also serves as a really great poncho. So with the pup tent and the Lavvu, you still have your rainwear as well as some really interesting shelter options. So with that, welcome to Endurance Room. Here we have the two shelter halves side by side, the US and the Polish, and they're pretty comparable in size. The US shelter half is a little bit heavier, maybe a half pound or so, than the size 3 Lavvu. Here's the US half all laid out. This section right here is maybe about 5.5 feet long, and then you've got triangular ends on the tips that are each about 3.5 feet long. So overall length is pretty good. I'm 6'2". So I've got the Polish Lavvu laid over top of the US shelter half. And as you can see, it's pretty comparable. You can see the ends of the US shelter half sticking out just past the Lavvu corners. But side to side, it's pretty even, it's pretty close. The Lavvu extends a little bit more at the top with the peak of the hood. But other than that, it's pretty similar. Very interesting. Let's throw up the US shelter half first, and then we'll combine the Lavvu and see what we got. So here we have our US shelter half, and more or less it's stock configuration. They would run these with tent poles and it'd be at a fixed height, but today we've got our paracord ridge line and we're just suspending it that way. It works really well and it gives you more flexibility with how high you're setting your shelter. As far as shelter halves go, it gives you quite a bit of cover. There's plenty of room for one person, their gear. You've got good protection on the back as well as the sides. So pretty nice. Fire out front, you'd be good to go. But as the weather starts cooling off, or maybe you didn't want to run a fire all night, what can we do with the Polish poncho? Let's find out. I've got it fixed to the back. I've just got it buttoned into the peak here. And then I've got one guy line running down from the tip of the hood. But it lets us drape that poncho over and close off the front, giving you basically a bivvy style tent. So we could stake this out and get a little more room. What's neat about running different shelter systems together is they don't always line up. They rarely line up as far as the buttonholes go, but sometimes they do, and when they do, it's nice. Right on. I think this is pretty cool. It's almost the same size as the US pup tent, the full pup tent. But here, because we got the Polish Lavvu, we still have a really good poncho. So pretty neat. There's definitely more stuff you can do. We could raise this up and make it an awning and have a really nice shelter that way. We could flip it around and make a really big plow point type shelter or an Adirondack style shelter. So there's definitely some more options. The main thing I wanted to see was how well they fit together and how well we can get this to close up. And I'm pretty happy with this. There's a little bit of airflow, a little bit of a gap, but definitely a significant improvement to just the single shelter half. I had to spend some time outside in just a single shelter half a few years ago, and without having a fire going all night, it really wasn't ideal for me, especially considering the time of year, the weather. So being able to do something like this would greatly enhance the experience, make your comfort that much better. If you got a US shelter half and a Polish Lavvu, you know, this might be worth exploring for you. Let me know what you guys think. I hope you enjoyed. We'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.